Hello friends. Now the next nakshatra is about a nakshatra called Ashlesha Nakshatra. Now Ashlesha Nakshatra has to be remembered as a nakshatra in the sign of Cancer, where the last four padas comes to an end of the sign of Cancer, and the last pada, the fourth pada of this particular nakshatra is that we call as Gandhanta point. I have explained to you even previously what do you mean by a Gandhanta point. Gandhanta point is a point where the last pada ends in a Rashi, which is always a water sign. Like in this case, it is the sign of Cancer. And the next pada would now start in the sign of Leo. And the sign, or in the sign of Leo, the first pada or the first nakshatra would be Magha, which will be ruled by Ketu. I always told you, every nakshatra which is ruled by Ketu is a Mool. We call it some Mula nakshatra or Gandamula nakshatra. Now, Ashlesha is one sign which is the symbol of which and the deity of which is, the symbol is the coiled snake or serpent. And the deity of this particular Ashlesha nakshatra is Nagas, which means half serpent and half human. There is a typical, this nakshatra is very typical. This nakshatra is all about a story which will take you back to the Sagar Manthan, the churning of the sea, and where there were two things that came out. One was the poison and the other was the what we call as Amrit. This nakshatra also is known, or the story of the churning of the sea is known, where one of the demon Rakshas deceived, or in a disguise, they came because they wanted to have this Amrit, the nectar, because having this Amrit or having this nectar will make them immortal. That will give them the boon that no one can kill them or they will never face death. So this Rakshas disguises himself and he comes as a god to receive that Amrit. Now Surya, that is sun, and Chandrama, the moon, they happen to recognize this demon. And then this demon was killed by Vishnuji, and the Rakshas was beheaded and the head had fallen somewhere and the body was somewhere else. The body, the lower part was named as Ketu, and the head is known as Rahu. Now, I have told you in my previous videos also, Rahu always is known to be a planet of illusion. It is associated with deceiving, cheating, poison, viruses, all those things which are the qualities of Rahu. Ketu, on the other hand, because it is only the body, it does not have head, so it does not have any it has detachment and no desires. And Ketu, on the other hand, is full of desire because the head has got the eyes, so it wants everything. But the body is not with the head, so it does not have any desire. In fact, this is the planet, Ketu is a planet of detachment. Now, having said this, after narrating this esoteric story, I want you to have a look at the board that I have prepared for you all, where we will talk about this nakshatra. This nakshatra is something to do with a person. Assume there is a person who happens to born in this nakshatra, or the person has this nakshatra as the lagna. What would be the quality of this person, and what will happen in the end? And this particular nakshatra is ruled by Mercury. Many people say, and I've even read the text which says, that this nakshatra, whoever is born, at the end of his life, or the second spell or second span of his life, they are the enlightened one. They are enlightened because the next nakshatra after Ashlesha Nakshatra is a nakshatra called Magha. So it is from the dark to the light. The nakshatra is traveling from the dark qualities of Ashlesha and towards enlightenment. Ashlesha Nakshatra is also known as a spiritual growth. After spending a life where the person realizes how he has not performed his duty, and how they have deceived the people, may it be the family members, their parents, or the friends, or whatever it is. This is a nakshatra I would want you to understand very carefully, because there is a positive side and there is a negative side both in this nakshatra, and it is very interesting. Don't feel offended if you happen to be your moon sign happens to be Cancerian and you fall into this nakshatra. There is nothing to get offended, first of all. So let us look at the board. Now, can you see this board? Now you will find over here I have mentioned something on top. Ashlesha Nakshatra, which is from 16.4 to 30 degrees, Gandanta point, a coiled snake, a serpent imagery is there. This falls into Cancer. Ashlesha is the first, all the four padas over here, which totals it to 9. That means it has got Purnamasu, Pushya and Ashlesha. The symbol is the coiled snake. Deity is the Naga, half serpent, half human. Negative, what are the negative qualities of this particular nakshatra? That they are very deceptive, insincere, very hypnotic, and very poisonous. And the positive side of this nakshatra is power of insight. That means they know themselves quite well. They are very intuitive. They have high perceptions. They will gain wisdom and they have a lot of concentration. So I would say a person may be this and later on will become this if he really works on himself. That's very important. Now, if you look at this, the Pada 1, if you are born in Pada 1, which is ruled by Sagittarius in Navamsha, and the Lord is Jupiter, he has the ability to work very hard. He deals with the enemies quite well. He deals with the diseases also quite well. In Pada 2, if you are born, the Navamsha falls into Capricorn and it is ruled by Saturn. Dealing with people, they are always dealing with people. They are very highly ambitious people, but the problem is to achieve the ambition, they are a bit tricky and very deceitful. And this is a point also falls into Ganda Mula Nakshatra. Pada 3, if you are into Aquarius Navamsha, ruled by Saturn again, they are very secretive. Plotting and scheming would be their, the forte, I would say. Inventive, it is very bad for the mother. So if you are born under this nakshatra, it is maybe the relation or whatever it is. And if you happen to be in the Pada 4, now which is the final Pada, that is ruled by Jupiter in the sign, Navamsha sign of Pisces. They get tricked by people. Now these people, they trick people, but here it is, they get tricked by people. It is very bad for the father. They have a split personality. The profession that they would be dealing in, if you look at it, they always deal with, or they are found to deal with poisons, petroleum products, chemicals, cigarette, drugs, politicians. They are like, they could be good politicians because all these qualities will definitely lead to being a good politician. Psychologist, hypnotists, occult science, they are very good at it. Secret agents because they are very secretive people they are. They can make a good spy, they are good lawyers, and they are good surgeons. Now these are the qualities of this particular nakshatra. So if you happen to be in this nakshatra, from my side, it's an advice that you should make some correction in your life. And I'm sure if you make some correction in your life, the later part of your life, you will definitely have a lot of wisdom and enlightenment, and you will make a beautiful person out of whatever you are. So it's a request from my side, if you happen to be in this nakshatra, please respect your mother, your father. Don't be too secretive. It is always good to be a little open and talk about, it's not good to deceive people. They would look very humble, very timid or whatever it is, but from inside they are very strong as well. So friends, this was all about the nakshatra called Ashlesha, and the next nakshatra in this sequence is going to be Magha Nakshatra, ruled by Ketu, and this nakshatra will start from the sign of Leo, that is Siha Rashi. Thank you so much for watching my video, and as usual, the same thing, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell, share this video with your friends, colleagues, relatives, and stay blessed. Thank you so much. God bless you all.